lovely.
So you was like we kind of match a little bit.
I think we're looking good up here. We take it seriously coming up here and entertaining you. That's it. All right, so how's it going? How's everything?
Everything's really good.
Yeah.
You've been San Fran.
I know, isn't it amazing? I was saying, I was born up in, my dad used to work at Stanford Research, just real close to here, and when I was a kid, so I was born here, so every time I come back, it feels like coming home. Even though I ejected when I was just a baby, but I always feel like, got the redwoods in my blood. And I want to say, when I'm really following, when you're posting the pictures of the doggies that need rescue, you get me every time. I go, I want that puppy, I want that puppy.
Lean his
I know, I love it. I love my animals, and that's one thing I've always loved about you secretly is just those posts and giving love to the animals. I mean, it's one of the greatest things you can do is adopting a dog or a cat that needs a home. And so I encourage everyone to do that if you can and give some love, spread the love. There's a lot of unwanted pets out there. And
also don't give someone a pet. Thank you. Without them knowing.
Right, and I also, did you see that post by Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones about all the huskies?
Oh.
People that, are adopting huskies, they think they look like the dire wolves, and then that's a kind of a tough breed if you're not experienced having dogs, because they like to bark a lot and dig and chew, and you gotta know that. You gotta give them a lot of attention. Anyway, speaking of a lot of attention, you got Emilie for a bit, and I'll come back and get you as the same, and come up and give some questions to her at the microphones, and enjoy your time, and let's hear it. Emilie!
I love San Fran so much. I was just up here a few weeks ago, and it's nice to be back, seriously. Are we doing both sides with questions, or just one? Oh, okay. Cool. Hi.
Aww. Can you tell me about Roswell? I like Roswell.
Like all about it? Or?
That's what I know.
What do you mean? What would you like to know?
Fun facts?
Fun fact. Well, I mean, that show holds a very big place in my heart. That was my first job out in the States, and my second job ever. So, I was 18, so new to this whole industry and world, and I learned a lot from a lot of people on that show. So, a wonderful learning experience, and such a nice show. I don't know, cool show. It's fun.
I like this.
Thank you.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. So, my question is, what is your favorite episode of Once Upon a Time in general? That can be from any season.
Favorite episode? Favorite episode is the first episode I ever did, which was season 1. But it may now be the one that I'm filming right now. Let's see.
Hi. Was it ever weird being with Rumpelstiltskin?
Is it weird, acting with him when he's dressed like that?
Or being together with him?
like romantically with him? Not really. You're in character, and he's such a, Rumpel's such a unique. It's about his personality, I love the way you asked that question. But it's weird, and hey, it's weird and like a lot of things.
My question is, what movie or show have you always wanted to be a part of and why?
Which show?
What movie or show?
Right now, I'm obsessed with Neon Blow, which is it's a Netflix show, and it's like the best friggin' thing ever. It's so good. It's so good. If you haven't watched it, it's like it's incredible. And they've got a second series, so not excited. Yeah. So if you're casting for that, I will take the job. Thank you.
What's it like to portray a Disney princess?
It's a lot of fun. It's, you know, they're all such cool characters, and we've only done one, but she's, you know, I never really looked at her though from the start as being a princess. I looked at her more as just, you know, who she is as a person. So I kind of took it from that stance as opposed to her being, you know, having any kind of entitlement or anything like that. It was more about just who is she, what's her soul.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Again.
Hi again. My question is that what's your favorite thing of working with Bobby?
Just working, I mean, so many things. Working with someone you're really good friends with who's insanely talented kind of doesn't get much better than that. You know, and our characters, you know, they write well for us together. It's easy dialogue, not easy, but it, you know, flows well, it works, and so it's a really lovely experience to create something and to not really pre-plan it. Like a lot of the time, if you're new on a job or you don't really, things don't feel right about a scene, you maybe try and work on it a bit. We don't really ever try and do that. Just kind of let it happen. It's just nice. Hello.
Hello, dearie. Quick question. Can you do, since you're with Rumpelstiltskin in the show, can you do a good laugh impersonation?
Good laugh. It's all, I've been told it's, I might not have told you to. I've been told it's all on like, it's all on the, okay, on like the, you breathing out the whole time. So if you go like, it's terrible. He, is all breathing out. I guess he doesn't breathe in.
Hi, I was gonna ask if you could have filmed more scenes, someone other than Val, who would it be?
Were you Victoria Cruella?
Hi.
Hello.
If you could play any other princess on the show, who would it be?
Any other princess? Well, there's a lot. Oh, maybe Jasmine. I mean, not that I would be right at all, but yeah. Hence the challenge.
First, you're an amazing actress, and then second, my question is that what was one of the hardest episodes you had to film on Once Upon a Time?
Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you. This one I'm doing right now is really in a good way, but I don't remember the name of the episode, but the episode where I had some Spanish rumble across the town line, that was a really, that hit home emotionally a lot, and that was sort of like, took a toll, that episode, yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
If Belle can have any magic powers in Once Upon a Time, what would it be?
If Emily got to pick her power, you mean? Like if I got to pick Belle's power?
Yeah.
Time travel?
Yeah.
Like no, teleporting.
Oh, yeah, that's even better.
So, if you could give advice to your past self, like as your childhood self, what would you say?
Life advice? Very a lot of things, I would say. Something quiet that sounds a little bit corny or cheesy, but it's so true. Really just love yourself and believe in yourself and don't what other people's opinion and what other people say to you isn't truth necessarily. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't define who you are, or that's not because someone says something to you or tells you something, that doesn't mean that's an accurate assessment necessarily. Yeah. Thank you.
So since you play ball and she loves to read, what is your favorite book to read?
I'm not much of a reader. I'm really not. I've been reading a ton of books to my 1.5-year-old right now. But I really don't have a terribly good attention span when it comes to reading. I just don't. So it becomes really frustrating for me. You know, it's not that I don't enjoy it, but it takes me, I've really got to get into something, which does happen, but it's rare. So if you want some kids' book suggestions, I'll help with that. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I think that's probably why I've always been drawn to physical expression, whether it be like through dance and acting and that kind of stuff, instead of writing or something else. Thank you.
Outside of acting in your family, what is your passion?
My family is my passion. You know, my daughter is my passion, my fiance, my dogs, my cat, the people in my life that are around me. That really is, that's it. That's it, you know, I mean, as far as hobbies, I love gardening, I love hiking and being outside and, you know, and the elements that are sort of the exterior parts of what I do too. You know, I love researching for, you know, new characters, and whether that be watching movies or reading things about, no, not lengthy books, but, you know, yeah. I love research though, I do love researching things in lots of different ways. Thank you.
Hi. Okay, really wondering, what would happen if Belle was the dark one?
Oh, what would happen? I don't know. That's a great question. Should we see? Should we bring her back next time? What do you think would happen?
She'll probably store Rumpel a little.
She probably would?
Just a tiny bit for all the pain he put her through.
Yeah. No, I don't think he deserves punishing. I think if she was a dark one, I think probably, knowing Belle, she would find a way to immediately, at least try to just eliminate darkness completely and stop this whole war between why does there have to be darkness and why does there have to be light. It's just everyone do their own thing. Get rid of this damn dagger. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Use it as a letter opener. Thank you.
Hi. If you were to play any other person, on Once Upon a Time, who would you play?
I would like to play Cruella. She's so fun, but I would never do it as good as Victoria. So. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Emily.
Hi. We were wondering if you like to wear the big ball gowns as Belle, or do you prefer wearing the everyday storybook clothes?
Oh no, the ball gown. We get to wear, storybook clothes are great, cute stuff, but no, that's just normal stuff. No, ball gowns are fun. I mean, sometimes they're super uncomfortable and very hot, but they're very, very, very beautiful.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, Emily. After all of the Ramel scenes that you did, which was your favorite moment?
Favorite moment? I don't know. I still love that moment when she falls from the curtains in that first episode. There's like so much going on. Not just because it's pretty and it looks cool the way they did it, but there's just so much that happens between them in that moment. It's like everything. That's such a pivotal point in the story for them both, and the evolution of them, like individually, but together. Thank you.
Hi. I was wondering wondering, what's been your favorite plot of the show and why?
Favorite I don't know. I've always been a fan of when they focus not too much on a new world. You know, I like it when they're focusing on Storybook and on Enchanted Forest, like bringing it back to its roots a little bit. You know, that's sort of, yeah, that's always been my favorite stuff, because you get to just, I feel like you learn more about the characters individually that way and their relationships as opposed to learning about another world more.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, I was wondering how you got into film acting and if you had any like tips for someone.
Oh, I don't act. How did I get it? I don't know. I was dancing. I was doing ballet, and I don't know. I wanted to try it. You know, they're both very weirdly similar, very different, but very similar. And I'd never done any sort of drama class, acting class, anything like that, and so I'd never, you know, because I was doing ballet full time, I hadn't had the chance to in high school or anything, so I did like the one class I took, because I never went to school for acting or anything. I did this little workshop in Melbourne, my hometown, and loved it, and then I just sort of went on some auditions and just went from there, and I just became like, that's what I'm gonna do, you know. And it's, I mean, I think not that things always happen, you know, because it did happen quite quickly for me. Not to say that things always happen quickly, but it does. You got that drive is such an important thing. You just believe that you're going to do something. That's it, you know, and that's one of the biggest parts of this. And there's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of, you know, people who will tell you no constantly. Or that, you know, you're not this or not that or whatever, but you are you, and you're never going to be anyone different. And that you, there is only one of, and that you is going to be perfect for one of these, you know, jobs out there. So if you want it, just do it.
Hello.
Hello.
One, I want to say I really like your dress, and also,
Thank you.
my question is, what was your favorite part about playing Lacey?
Oh, Lacey was fun. I mean, main thing, she was so different. You know, you just, you know, and like most characters who are inherently not of such a good heart, and so, you know, she's kind of a bad girl. You know, not I don't want to say evil, because she wasn't really, you know, terribly malicious, I don't think, but she, you have much. You're not worried about your boundaries. You can kind of do whatever you want. You know, you're not trying to do the right thing. It's fun. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I just want to say I loved watching you in Lost, and it's really a great pleasure to see you on Once Upon a Time. I love watching you act weekly. So, who is your celebrity crush? Who would you get special by?
Well, right now, because of my current obsession with Glow, I actually want to grow up and be Alison Brie. So I'll go with that for now. But I think I've actually grown up. Don't tell anyone. Hi.
If you could have a kissing scene with anyone other than Rumpel, who would it be?
Anyone other than Rumpel? Oh, we'll have to go with Victoria then. You know? Did I really need to answer that? Yes. Thank you.
Hi, my question is, this season you were kind of like, you and Zelina had like a teaming up sort of situation, and I was wondering if you and Bex had a spin-off, what would your adventure be?
Adventures of Bexley, I like it. Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? Not as Belle and Zelina though, as Rebecca and Emily, right? Yeah. Oh, it'd be so great. We just go on a bunch of holidays. We're just how light. I mean, it is quite. I must say, it is probably quite entertaining to watch us both because we're kind of silly together. Yeah, I don't know. What would you like it to be?
I don't know, I just like to watch you guys pranks on the whole cast.
And then the rest of the we just stalk. We're not on the show anymore. We just stalk everyone. I'm not sure how this will go legally, but I'll pitch it. Hi.
What's your favorite thing about being a mom?
Oh, sweetheart, that's such a sweet question. I don't know. The answer is like it's being a mom. That's it. It's like there's nothing that's not. It's the best thing in the world. It's literally, I look at her face and everything's okay, and all the crap that's going on in the world doesn't matter. But you're also just like you will do anything to protect this little person. And it's like a love that I can't even describe it. It's not like being in love. It's not like loving your own mother. It's out of this world. Freaking amazing. Yeah.
Is how would you feel if you played Belle in Beauty and the Beast?
In what, sorry, sweetheart?
How would you feel if you played Belle in the new Beauty and the Beast movie?
How would I feel? Like, would I have wanted to, or what do you mean? Like,
how would you have felt? Would you have been excited, or would you have turned it down?
no, I wouldn't have turned it down. But I don't think. I mean, I think that would have been very odd to have me do it. You got to have someone else do it because it was such a different, the same original character kind of, and the same original story, but very different way of telling that story. And Emma did a beautiful job, and she's an amazing actress. And it wouldn't have been the same. So it's perfect how it was. Thank you. Hello.
How did you start your acting career?
How did I start it? Like I was saying, I think it was a girl up there who was asking me. I did like a workshop for 3 days to see if I liked acting, and I did. Well, I kept doing it. I mean, is that what you mean, or like?
What made you want to?
What made me want to? I just wanted to explore a different. I wanted to basically explore a different outlet of storytelling in a physical sense that wasn't through dance. And I was dancing full time, and that was going to be my life, ballet. And I had always been curious about acting. I just thought that was sort of something that I loved the idea of equally, and there was many more options for doing that. I could do it for a lot longer in my life. More doors would be opened as far as what you can do with your life as opposed to dancing. And I wasn't going to destroy my body completely.
I'm also confused because your character Belle and Happy, it's like you guys are so similar. So I'm surprised you guys are not like such good friends. You and Happy in Once Upon a Time.
Our characters are similar?
Yeah.
Are they?
Happy is all about
because we're both happy. Me and Michael are good friends.
Yeah.
Belle doesn't have that many friends on the show though. She's a bit of a recluse. I think she reads too much.
Hi, Ozzy.
Hi. How are you?
So you were a dancer before you moved into acting. What was it like transitioning for you, and did you find it really challenging, or were you able to carry over a lot of your performance skills?
Both. It was pretty natural though in a way, because you're using a lot of mime with ballet especially, and it's storytelling. You're not using instead of using my body, I'm using my voice, and you're still using your body. Obviously, it's just not your sole instrument. It's more connected to real life, I guess, depending on the character you're playing. But it was a weirdly smooth transition, and I think that having that background of that drive and that discipline from ballet, and also performance skills from theatre with dancing, that helped, like on a, a level of confidence as well, and self sort of belief and whatnot, helped with the copious amounts of rejection that one has to go through. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. I'm a big fan of Lost as well. I was just wondering, like, what are the similarities and also the differences between working with Rebecca on that show and then compared to this show?
With working just on the show in general?
With Rebecca.
Oh, with Bex. Oh, Bex and I had like half a scene on Lost together. We really didn't actually work together on that. That's where we met. But, so it was really nice being actually able to have some stuff with her on the show. We were always like, yeah, we have a scene together. So it's always fun working with her. She's an awesome girl.
Thank you. Thanks.
Hi.
Which is your favorite friendship with Bells?
Favorite friendship? I like her and Henry's friendship. Wish there was more of that. I think it's really sweet. Well, she's her, grandmother too.
Hi, Emily. Thank you for participating in this event.
Oh,
I wanted to ask if you had any opportunity to influence the storyline. They're obviously very intricate. As we watch as fans, we're always so impressed how, wow, they really wove all those characters together in the end, it all made sense. So just wondering if maybe when Horowitz and Kitz's had us go in one direction, were you able to influence maybe going in a different direction to what we've seen as fans?
I don't know, I think we probably all have influenced it, maybe unbeknownst to specifically saying, I think you should do A, B, and C, just by them watching us over the years and seeing what works. That I think any good show that's on for a while doesn't just purely look at their story, and when they want to go with the story, they look at, what is working on screen, who works well together, who enjoys working well together too, because it's not just what you see in the work part, there is also the real life part of it. Do you have a cast that gets along? Do you have people that are better working together? Is this relationship working? Is that, so I think a lot of it is probably evolving from us without us knowing. But yeah, I don't know. I never said though, can you please do this, this, and this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, you look beautiful.
If you could take something from the set of Once Upon a Time, what would you take?
Well, I may have maybe have a teacup home. And possibly I could have a salsa with it. I don't know though. But that's what I take. I'm going back up there too. I'm gonna think about what else. Some of the wardrobe, like some of the ball gowns and dresses. Like my gold dress. I don't know how I'd fit that in my suitcase. It's pretty big. They might notice it's gone.
Get a bigger suitcase.
Thank you.
So I just started watching Lost recently. I actually didn't know you were working with Rebecca. I'm looking forward to that. But I was wondering if Claire and Charlie got the chance to go on a double date with Belle and Rumple. How do you think that would
Well, Charlie and Rumple will probably hit it off. I think they'd have quite a lot to talk about, weirdly. And they probably all get along quite well, wouldn't they? I don't know. I feel like they'd start talking about football. Like, really, not American football.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what would we talk about? Babies. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm like envisioning that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, I have two questions. So one, what is your favorite part about being Belle on the show?
She's just a really fun character to play. She's really honest and sweet and open and speaks her mind and kind of like a bit of a breath of fresh air to play. And so which is nice going to work playing someone like that has a lot of positive energy.
And then the second one is, if you could have anyone else's costume, what would it be?
I do love the Black Fairies costume from last season. That was really cool. It reminded me of like a really cool ballet outfit. I'll wear that for Hi.
Hi, I was curious, since you and Lee were talking about your love of animals, like while you're here in the States, which animals from Australia do you really miss?
Who do I miss? I don't. I'm just picturing myself like missing koalas or something. I don't really miss them, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I suppose I do miss seeing the little, we have very cute little possums. Here are the possums, as lovely as every creature is. They do look like just sort of a bit of an unhealthy giant rat. Love my possums. But still, they're very cute. They're not little ringtail possums. They're just, hanging out with little ringtails. Or our regular possums are all furry and healthy looking. They cause just as many problems, and they're the same. They're very cute. Thanks.
If you could have any other love interest in the show besides Uncle, who would it be?
Be careful I don't pick someone I'm related to, since everyone's related. It's like, hang on, no, can't be that one. Oh, I don't know. What do you think? Who should it be?
I mean, if Captain Hook wasn't dating Emma, maybe.
What would that be? What would that ship be? Captain Bell. Yeah, that could work. I don't know. Or yeah. Sure. Everyone else I think I'm related to.
What?
Hi,
oh yeah,
I was wondering if you've ever been to the Real Storybook.
The real.
In Maine?
No.
Is there a real storybook in Maine?
No, it's a British Columbia version.
Confused. Oh, yeah. Well, that's where we. I'm confused. There is no storybook, right? I'm like, my mind is blowing down. It's a real place.
I forgot the name of the Real Storybook. Yeah.
That's where we film it. Yeah. Oh, yes.
So I was wondering, what's your favorite part about being on Lost? What's your favorite part about being on Lost?
Lost, I mean, that show is such a groundbreaking show. It really tested every limit it could with what you can do with TV. Nothing was, and still, in my opinion, has been like it. So just, it's one of those that stands alone, I think, in my mind at least, as being, one of those really special shows, and very unique and awesome experience in many ways. Once upon a time, really, really special to be able to play such an iconic, cool young woman with such an idealistic approach to life and love and family, and to have such a strong message that this show has about, looking past somebody's flaws, looking past evil, looking past a lot of things, and hope being our number one sort of thing that we address, and hope and happy endings and things being sort of okay and getting through stuff, and you know, I think that show seems to really resonate with you guys too in that way a lot. It's a really special message that we can bring. Thank you.
Hi. So, out of all the realms from Once Upon a Time, which one is your favorite and why?
Just the Enchanted Forest. Personally, because they're the most interesting stories I find come from there, and it's learning about all of our pasts as opposed to us traveling somewhere and experiencing something new. I like when they go back and tell more about our previous lives and sort of, yeah. And they're always, the sets are always just so pretty and the forests are gorgeous and the costumes are
Thank you. Hi. So, on both Lost and Once Upon a Time, which are two of my absolute favorite shows, you play a very empowered female with two very difficult relationships that you face with both Charlie and with Rumpel. How did you prepare for something where basically it's a similar relationship, just one, you don't get to say you're sorry or try to forgive the other person with once, or with Lost, and then with once, you actually get to try and mend the relationship.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for the question, and thank you for encouraging my questions. Yeah, you know, I both characters, for different reasons, ended up with challenging guys, and yeah, you know, she didn't get that. Claire didn't get that chance to really. I mean, that relationship was still so new. It really didn't even get the full evolution of where they were trying to go was a healthy, you know, give and take relationship, but it wasn't balanced, and they both had a lot of issues, and you know, I always wonder where that would have gone, and you know, yeah, it is nice that she is as rocky as it's of a relationship as it's been with Rumpel. She at least has that opportunity to speak her mind and to address situations, and now she's finally actually doing that too. This last, you know, season 6, she really did start. Thank God. Doing that. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. Well, this is kind of along the same line, but if you were friends with Belle and she came to you for relationship advice, what kind of advice would you give?
If she came to me, right, for advice? Oh. You know, I agree and disagree with a lot of the things that Belle's done. But I think I would just say I'm proud of you for actually finally being honest with yourself. That you know, she didn't have a gun to her head to be in this relationship. She wanted to be. You know, she's fine. She was financially secure, physically, you know, fine. She's an adult. You know, there was nothing holding her there. So she was getting something out of the relationship too. You know, as rocky as it was. I think for her to just continue being honest with herself and about why you're in this situation. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello.
If Belle was in a pie eating competition at Granny's, who would she team up with to win the competition?
And who would she be up against?
No, who would she team up with to win the pie eating?
To win the pie eating contest. This is a very interesting question. I think she should team up with Henry. I think we would take everyone down too. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Hi. How did you feel filming the classic Beauty and the Beast scene, like with the dancing and the gold ball gown?
It kind of, it would, danced a couple of times to that. It just kind of brings a tear to my eye. It's just so pretty. And it's really, yeah, that's just like kind of one of those little heartwarming things that happens that you can't really describe, but it's just a special moment. Yeah. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Did you really audition to be Belle, or did you audition to be someone else?
I didn't audition either, actually. I knew the people who wrote this show. I'd worked with them before on the show I did before this one, so we were friends. And they asked me if I wanted to do an episode. And so I did one, and then they liked it and kept doing it. Thank you, honey.
If you were given the opportunity to add any character to Once Upon a Time, who would it be?
Good question. I think who they haven't brought on yet. I don't know, I still think that Mary Poppins should be on. Did she have a parrot too?
Yeah, well, on her umbrella.
Awesome. Hi.
Hi. Why do you think Belle kept coming back to Rumpel when Rumpel was so horrible to her?
Because she loves him and because she is a fixer. She wants to have a project of somebody to help. And she sees the good. It's frustrating for her because she sees this person that is like a really good, cool guy. But he's also got a lot of bad things about him. But she believes that she can strip him of those bad things and just make him into the good guy, which is probably not the case. It's more about if he wants to focus on the good bits of himself. So, fingers crossed he does that, right? Thanks, Andrew.
Hi. If Gideon was your child, would you have given him to the fairies like Belle, or how would you have gone about the situation?
I don't know any fairies personally, so I guess I'd have to, that would be a bit tricky to find.
She said that in meet and greet. If she wouldn't.
If I was in her situation, I probably would have done the same thing. I don't know how else, if it was about saving his life, he's better off alive out the window with a fairy, right?
I say yes.
Say?
I missed part of that, but I'm just going to say yes.
Just say yeah, totally.
All right, we got time for one last question. Thank you. Last question.
Hello. Were you surprised when they brought Gideon back as a child at the very end of the show? And one of the things, was the scene at the table supposed to look like what it wound up looking like?
The Last Supper?
First part,
like the Last Supper.
Well, first part, Gideon, it's all, but like pleasantly surprised. We were sort of hoping that would happen, and so that was really sweet. And I never really asked them, but I mean, obviously, right? Kind of. It's funny, we did a shot like that, like for one of our promo shots for Lost that was all a Last Supper too.
I think it actually said it in the script.
It did?
I think so, if I remember right.
I don't know, I don't read scripts.
I don't either, I'm usually like bullshit, my line. We all do that.
Read them very many times.
Diligently. Pay attention to other people's scenes. Yeah, sure. Thanks, Emilie. You crushed it. Can we hear it?